Hey everybody, it's your girl Nell and welcome to Simply Nell's Tiny Studio. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let me get all my lights on. Oh my God. How are you doing? It is a little late in the evening today and I am in the tiny studio doing some things. Look at that. Just being ridiculous is what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get things set up in here to make it look decent and nice. I'm still in the process of redoing the tiny studio. What I forgot to talk to you about the other day is I found my statues from, I bought these when I lived in Detroit and they used to be on the wall of my living room, and they are from Ghana. And I love these statues. I had them up, if I've had them, I had it in my home, I have them up in my home in Detroit. And then when I moved down to Tampa, Florida, I've had these up in the entryway of my home. And so I took them down because I put pictures up in my entryway, maybe about 4 years ago. And so I boxed these and then I misplaced them. But I recently found them and then I called myself putting them away here in the tiny studio. And as you and I both know, the tiny studio is what? Tiny. So I put these away and guess what? I wasn't able to find them, but I found them again. So I have them sitting over here on the windowsill. And I'm thinking about maybe placing them up on the windowsill. I just love this figurine. So they have to be dusted because they've been boxed away. So I need to dust them up and shine them up a little bit. But I love this. I've had it for, oh man, 25 years, I think. Almost. About 25 years. So I'm in the tiny studio. I'm crocheting today and I'm doing a few other things. So I hope that you're having a great day so far. This is vlog number 13. I think this is vlog 13. I'm trying to keep up. I have my hair today in a sleeve. It's on backwards. But I'm at home. Who cares? So I have my hair sleeve on. My hair is still being conditioned and taken care of because I was in the hospital for about 5 days, and so my hair was just out in the wild, and so I had to, condition them and pray over them and do some saging because, like I said, my hair was out in the wild, and get some of that negative energy that or that sick energy that comes from being in a hospital. Trying to get rid of that, basically because I don't want that type of energy attached to my hair, and so I want to get rid of it, and I'm only thinking good positive thoughts. So as you see, my walls are still kind of bare because I'm still trying to figure out what picture I'm going to put up there. Of course, I'm going to have to, whatever picture I do put up, it's going to have to be lowered a little bit. I have a light or a portrait light that's on top, that sits atop. You can't see it from here, but it's a light that's up above there. So I have to rearrange all of that. The walls have to be cleaned, and we were going to paint, but the tiny studio husband said, no, we're not going to do that right now. So what I'm going to do is just clean the walls, or have the walls cleaned really well. And then I'm going to start decorating again. And then my son is going to put the things that needs to be put up here on the wall. I mean, on the window. And then, I don't know, I think I might put my, my figurines up there. Maybe right here. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. I hope that you're having a great day. I am still drinking water out of my own Stanley cup. Not really a Stanley cup. It's just a hospital cup. But it keeps my water just as cold as those ridiculously, ridiculously expensive Stanley cups. What is wrong with people? Now, no, I wouldn't go to work with this. I wouldn't go to my job with this, you know. No, I wouldn't get in my car with it. No, but this is good for home, and it keeps everything nice and cold. I like it, and I'm going to use it. You know, it's like this. I love to shop and I love to spend my husband's money. But here's the thing, you know, we have to really be cautious of how we spend our coins, you know, especially in this, you know, let's not even talk about politics today. However, what we can talk about, and I am right now working on a scarf for my boutique. My boutique is open again, and so I am making a custom crochet scarf, and I have some ideas on the design. So right now I'm just getting the basic scarf done, but I have other ideas of how the final product is going to look, and that is what I'm working on. But as I crochet today, and I guess I can let you see some, watch me crochet. I have yet to do my nails yet. I am still trying to, I'm still, you know, trying to think about how I want to work with my nails. Am I going to cut my nails down and then let them all grow back together at the same length and the same time? Or am I going to keep my long nails? Because when I fell, I broke some of my, well, I broke a few of my nails. So am I going to keep my nails, or I'm going to cut everything down to size and then let all my nails grow back together so it can all be geometrically, you know, the same? I don't know, but I'll figure it out later. I've been in a lot of pain because when I fell, I hurt my leg and my feet. And so right now I'm in pain, but I'm working through it. And, you know, that's all I can do. That's all you can do, right? That's all you can do. So this row that I'm working on is going to be half double crochet and then single crochet. So let me start. Let me see. That was half double. Now this is single crochet. So you start again. That's the pattern for this particular row. So that's half double. Half double is, you know, 4 hooks, 4 loops on your hook, and then pull through all 3, and then you have your half double. Of course, single crochet is 1 hook, one 1 loop on your hook, insert into the stitch, pull your yarn through, and then yarn over, pull through 2. That's single crochet. So that's what I'll be working on while we're talking. So what I want to talk to you about today is kind of like part 2 to the video that you saw, the vlog that you saw yesterday, where I talked about how I am reconsidering being a member of a group that's by and for Black women. However, the tone has changed of the group. And what I mean is that the tone more so is hating on Black men. And there was a discussion in the group. How my hair looking that sleeve? It looked funny. It's okay. So in the group, there was a discussion about a Nigerian gentleman. I think he's a minister. He wrote a list of 10 things that a woman can do to acquire a suitable mate. And so I felt that maybe 7 or 8 of the 10 suggestions that he gave, I felt that they were viable. And the women in the group attacked me or challenged that and said that the things that the Nigeria gentleman said, either they was too much, it didn't mean anything, because in the grand scheme of it all, there aren't any suitable Black men for good Black women. And I countered that by saying that I know in my life, I've known beautiful, good, suitable Black men. I was raised by several black men. My brothers are all married to beautiful, intelligent, educated, entrepreneurial black women. Okay, so that's 3 brothers who are black men who are, you know, good black men. My sons are wonderful black men. My eldest son, who's 28, recently became engaged to his fiance, a beautiful young black woman, and they did a destination. He created a destination proposal in Cabo. Is where he proposed to her at. It was beautiful, you know. And so I and even in my own personal life, you know, when I was single, I dated all kinds of men. You know, I dated men who were good, bad, and indifferent, but they were black. And in my history, I've dated Middle Eastern men, I've dated white men, you know, and of course I dated black men. And I married a black man, been married for 35 years. I've been with this man for 37, 38 years. So, you know, it's like, come on now. Come on now. What do you mean there are no good black men? Or that, you know, even though the inventory of black men is small compared to how many black women are vying for, you know, possibly the same good black men. I can understand that part, but to just say generally that all black men suck and are losers, users, players, drug addicts, all of those things are not fit to be in a relationship with a black woman, that's where I had to like cross the line at, because I don't believe that and then the idea was that black women should cut their losses and begin to date outside of the race because black men are a lost cause. So what do you think? Do you think that black men are a lost cause? Do you think that, you know, that the overwhelming number of inventory of black men, did I say that correctly? Do you think that the suggestion that the majority of single black men available to black women, that within that inventory, this pickings is very, very slim to none, that most of black men, single black men, are players, cheaters, liars, abusers of women, did I always say game players? You know what I'm talking about. And I just feel, and I kept saying that I don't believe that black men are a lost cause. I really don't believe that. And I based it on the fact that the black men in my circle are good black men. I'm not saying that they're perfect, because they're not, but they are really good black men, and their wives are beautiful, beautiful women, inside and out. So I have to say that when I hear black women say things of that magnitude, I have to wonder about their skills in attracting a suitable mate in their life. That is where the conclusion that I arrive at. Because then I'm looking at you, if you're telling me that the black men that you have dated in your past have all been black men who were cheaters, women abusers, lazy men, without gumption or without purpose, goal, they're not goal orientated, they're deadbeats, have children everywhere. If you're telling me that this is the caliber of men that are attracted to you and that come to you or enter into your world, then I have to say that, and then on top of that, you equate all men to be like the men of the men that you have been in a relationship with, then I have to say that there's something wrong with you. It cannot be all black men are bad. I don't believe that. Now, what I was told is that since I am Generation X and I've been married for 35 years, that I do not know or understand the black man of today. Could that be possible? Yeah, that could be possible. I mean, when you think about it, yes, I have not been dating for 35, 36 years. That's true. Um, could it be that I don't know what's out here? I do not know what the inventory is as far as black men, eligible black men are concerned. Perhaps. I don't know. But what I do know is that from what I see, what my perception is of what I see of black women out here in the culture that we are curating for ourselves as a community and as a collective, I see that there's a problem. And I'm a black woman, and I feel that I can talk about this and speak to other black women about it. I feel that we have done our daughters and now our granddaughters a disservice. And what's that disservice? We have stopped talking to them and stopped teaching them how and what it means to be in a relationship, how to attract a suitable mate into their lives, how to engage and curate and nurture a sustainable relationship, how to fulfill your role as a woman, as a black woman in a relationship, how to be a good homemaker, how to indulge in self-care, how to love on themselves. We as black women, mothers, grandmothers, we have dropped the ball because I see black women today, I see the heroes of black women today as women who, let's say, their public or their career persona, okay, it's not exactly the type of persona that we want our everyday young black women to put upon themselves. And I think that because we have dropped the ball in teaching our daughters and our granddaughters, now they are attracting the personas of other people, of women that are problematic culturally, per se. And because our role models, the thing of role models have shifted a bit, a great deal, I'll just say that, our daughters and our granddaughters are attaching these problematic idols and icons and heroes and role models, quote unquote. They have engaged in their persona and have basically placed that upon themselves. So what they're doing is that they're attracting men or black men who are at that particular level and who want that type of woman. Okay? But in essence, our daughters and our granddaughters are not that person. And the persona of the individual that they look up to, that's not them either. That's a facade. That is a sham. That is an image, a curated image of the culture. Okay? Are you still following me? So when you put something that is not real on top of who you really are because you don't know who you are, then you're still going to attract the person that's going to be, drawn in and connected to that image. And that's why women are attracting the cheaters. The cheater pumpkin eaters, the druggies, the men who want to lay up on them all the time, who want to get them pregnant and then move on to somebody else. Then you get the men who try to tell you that you're not worthy of a good man, that you're past your prime, that you're since you're 30 something years old, you're nothing. You might as well just accept whatever is out here. This all comes about because black women have not been teaching each other. We have not been sharing our experiences of life with our daughters and with our granddaughters and with our nieces. So they're out here flying by the seat of their dresses or their pants. They're out here setting up relationships with a kickstand and a cane, or a kickstand and a brick. And those relationships are doomed. And then I have women that the women that was in his Facebook group that also appeared to be of women of a certain age, who were also talking about, saying the same thing. I can't find a man. There are no good black men out here. All these black men wants to lay up under you and to take your money, and they want you to so-called build with them, which really means they want you to take care of them. They want you to pay half on everything. When I hear women like that, who are my age, say that there are no good black men, it's discouraging. Because I'm not trying to say that I have not ran into my share of problematic black men, because I have. Okay, before I was married, I was in relationships with men who were problematic. I was in a relationship with a man that I truly loved and that truly loved me, but, he didn't believe in marriage. He wanted us to just be a couple and keep it at that. But I wanted more. I wanted to be in a committed relationship. He believed that you could have a committed relationship without being married. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to be married. So that relationship turned into just a friendship. After so long, after I stopped fighting it. Because it's one thing when a man gets an idea in his mind that this is what he wants, then there's really nothing you can do about it. You can't change their mind. And so I learned the hard way. I couldn't change his mind. No matter how much I loved him, he was not going to marry me. And he's still unmarried to this day. Okay? And I've moved on. What's another thing? I was in a relationship with a young man, this is in my younger days, who became addicted to crack. He was a beautiful young man. Oh, he was handsome. But his problem was he was addicted to the pipe. And so stuff would start disappearing in my apartment. I would start, one day I would go to school, come back home, and certain things would be missing. It could be a CD player, a portable CD player will be missing. Or, it could be just something stupid and petty. It could be money I had on the dresser, and, that will walk away. It could be gym shoes. I had some Bally gym shoes that disappeared, walked out the door, so, or he would come, I would see him, and then he would, disappear for days because he would be in a crack house, or one day I found out, he called me, told me he was in jail because he and another dude decided they were gonna they saw some kids rob an old lady, and what they did was, after the kids robbed the old lady, they robbed the kids. So the next thing I know, he in jail. So yeah, I've been through it. I've been through some stuff. I've been with a man that I loved. I thought he was a good man, and come to find out, he was married. Yep, I've been there. The wife called me on the phone. I've had that situation. Let me see. I've been with men who were players. I'm only seeing you, honey. Why can't you trust me? Because I just feel like, you out here, you for the streets. That wasn't a thing back in the day. That wasn't the same. But, I kind of like the for the streets thing that the kids have today. I'm like, you're, I just have a feeling that you're not just seeing me. And he wasn't. You see other people, so I've been in a situation where I have dated black men that weren't on the up and up, that weren't cool. But that didn't discourage me from dating black men. I mean, I eventually married one. I had children with a black man. So just because the relationships that you were in are bad or toxic doesn't mean that all black men are bad. Sometimes it comes down to who you attract. And that's something that as I have gotten older, I realize more and more that we attract who we are into our lives. If we are at a certain point in our lives emotionally, okay, if that's who we're going to attract. Now, how is it that you feel you can manifest? Now we're talking about manifestation. How do you feel you're going to be able to manifest a husband, okay, a good husband, a provider, if you aren't a good wife, if you are not an entrepreneurial thinker and mover at heart? If you are not an individual or a black woman who can generate money herself and provide for herself, how is it that you're going to attract someone who's going to be a provider? You can't be a lazoid and be trying to attract a provider. That doesn't work like that. It doesn't, the universe doesn't work like that. You say you want a man to help lift some of the burdens off of your shoulders, who is compassionate, who is loving, who is strong, who is giving, who's a leader. Okay, those are great qualities. But are you strong? Are you compassionate? Are you a builder? Are you a leader? Because leaders are attracted to other leaders. So if you are not a leader and you're not strong, then how are you going to attract that into your life? How is that going to become manifest for you? It's not. I hear black women say all the time on social media, I'm looking for a man who's not a cheater, who's not a liar, who's going to be transparent, who's going to be honest with me, someone I can trust. Are you that individual too? Are you a person who is transparent? Are you trustworthy? Okay, are you honest? And when I say honest, transparent, not a liar for black women, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, are you true to yourself? Do you love yourself? I mean, do you love every aspect of you? That means, do you love you? Everything about you. Because see, that's something that a man or anyone else can tell. They can tell right off if you love yourself, if you think highly of yourself, if you are confident in yourself. Men can spot that a mile away before they even really talk to you. They know what your thing is. So if you have low self-esteem, you don't have any confidence in yourself, and you hate yourself, then guess who's going to walk into your life to exploit it? That individual. Because it surely cannot be and will not be the man that thinks highly of himself, that loves himself, that's confident, strong, emotionally stable. He's only going to be attracted to another woman who is like that. That's how the universe works. So however you are, it's going to show up in who comes into your life. And that is something that we should be teaching our daughters. That's something that we should be teaching our granddaughters, our nieces, the young people that are in our world. That's something that we as Black mothers have failed to do. Our mothers failed to do it, okay? And we have failed to do it. And that's why, as a mother of daughters, I have always emphasized that having confidence in yourself, loving yourself, building yourself up, taking care of yourself is important. Loving every inch about you and on you is important. A lot of us Black women, we get into relationships and we say we want WXYZ, and then we get into those relationships and then we act like, oh no, I want A, B, and C, D. I don't want WXYZ anymore. I want A, B, C, and D. And then a little bit later in a relationship, we say, oh, I don't want A, B, C, and D anymore. I want TRS. I want QRSTUV. And that baffles the man because he thought you wanted W, X, Y, and Z. And he was able to accommodate you on A, B, and C as well. But now you're saying you want something else. That is confusing in a relationship. And this happens because women, Black women, sometimes don't know what they want. And not only is it that we don't know what we want, we also find ourselves in a situation where we don't know who we are. So if you don't know who you are, how could you possibly know what you want? When you don't know who you are as a Black woman, okay, a grown Black woman, then you're going to pick up what other Black women say is important in a relationship. So you're going to come to this gentleman, this Black man, and you're going to say, I want WXYZ out of a relationship. He's going to be like, okay, I can do that. So you get into a relationship and you start growing. You start learning more about yourself. And then you start saying, well, I don't necessarily want W, X, Y, and Z. I don't think those things are important. A, B, and C is more important. And so the guy is like, okay, I love you. I can do that. I can accommodate you. But then as you continue to grow and evolve, and then you really figure out who you are as a woman, you say, you know what? I really want MNOPQ. That's who I really am. And this will baffle your man. This will baffle him. It will confuse him and it will frustrate him because he is going through all of these changes for you because you didn't know who you were to begin with when you entered the relationship. Am I making sense? And that's why a lot of Black women find themselves in relationships that don't work and that turn toxic because they are the component in the relationship that turns it bad. Am I making sense here? So when I hear women constantly say that every relationship they've ever been in has been toxic and traumatic, and they're throwing away all Black men, I have to look at them with a side eye. Why are you attracting all of these toxic men into your orbit? How is it that these men come to you like that? Broken. That's another thing that Black women say. I always get the Black men who are broken, who want me to fix them. Why do Black men like that? Why are they always around? Because you are broken. It's not that they want you to fix them. It's that they feel some type of kinship to you because they see your brokenness. They don't want you to fix them. When you get into the relationship and you see things about them that remind you of yourself, you want to fix it. What you did not do is you did not look at yourself in the mirror and recognize the fact that you are broken. You can see the brokenness of that man, but you have failed to see, or you do not have or you have a lack of insight of the fact that you are broken, Black woman. And you don't have the tools necessary to fix yourself. So because of that, and you don't have that vision, you don't see yourself as broken, then these men come into your life and you feel as if you have to fix them. They don't want you to fix them. They are who they are. Same thing with the men who say, oh, the Black men who I see on social media, and that these same women were Black women were talking about, oh, we want women we can build with. We want women we can build with. What the fuck? Are you a contractor? And then you have women who, what social media call them pygmy women, who say, yes, you need a woman who can build with you. What does that even mean? I want a woman I can build with. What does that mean? I think that a lot of black men don't know because they're not leaders. And a lot of black women don't know because they never had any black women or black men in their lives who were leaders, who could show them what does that mean. Because in my life, a black man who said, I want someone I can build with, he's out there getting the materials to build. He's doing the building. He's doing the building. And the woman who is beside him is assisting him. It's helping him to put the shingles on the house or helping him paint the house and doing these things. But a man say, I want someone to build with, you have to be a leader. And the women who say, yeah, we need black women to come in and help to build. Let me tell you something. First of all, if you want to, if a couple, a black man, a black woman, they want to get together and they want to build together, first you got to have a good solid foundation. What is your foundation? If your foundation isn't based on leadership, you don't have any type of spirituality in your life, if you don't have a history or a record of being entrepreneurial, okay, if you don't know anything about your history, your history as a black man in this country, and then the broader history of blackness, the global history and aspect of blackness, then you don't have a foundation. We can't pour a foundation together. We can't, there's no way that I could assist you or I can help you build the village. There isn't. And I think that when we use these type of languages and we put these words out here, they're spells, okay? Spells. You have to have the intention behind it. You have to have the power behind it, the magic behind it. And if you don't, then they're just words. They're just spells that will never become manifest. If anything, that spell could be turned into something else and it can be used against you. Now I'm going really deep. I'm getting deeper. So when I hear black women say there are no good black men, all black men are losers, we need to start dating outside of our race, black men are toxic, they full of trauma, W, X, Y, and Z. Guess what, sisters? So are we. There are black men out here who say they can't find anyone. But if we start working on our trauma, we start realizing that we too have toxicity in our lives. When we start working on the fact that we have low self-esteem, we have zero self-confidence in ourselves or confidence in ourselves. When we start realizing that the trauma that we had from childhood, that is permeating every aspect of our lives. When we start accepting the fact that we could also be the problem, then guess what? Things can get done. We can start moving this train along and work on ourselves so we can attract the men that we want in our lives. It's as simple as that. And being that I have brothers who are really good men, and they are black men. They're good men with beautiful wives. I know for a fact that there are good black men out here. Before I got married, yes, I dated some duds. But there were good black men I also dated as well. I dated men who were into the real estate business. I dated men who were musicians and artists, men who had their own homes, men who were single fathers and raising their children on their own. And those men were very beautiful men who were willing to accept me and accept my daughter into their lives. Because at the time, my husband and I were not together. But I could say I've dated some really trauma-filled men, black men, and I've dated some very good black men. If I had sat back and with the relationship I had with one guy who was on drugs, another guy who was he was a street pharmaceutical entrepreneur, another guy who was a cheater. If I continued to have the attitude that all black men were bad based on those experiences, I would have never gave my husband to be a second chance. I would have never looked beyond the issues that we had in our relationship at the start. I would have never said, listen, this is where I can improve on, and you say you can improve on that. This is what we can do together to rebuild our relationship and our love. I would have never done that because I've been like, no, all men are dogs. And I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today in my tiny studio. I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be with my husband. I wouldn't have these additional 3 children past my daughter. I wouldn't have had any of those things if I hadn't given it a chance, if I had not worked on me. If I had not said, hey, I can do this. We can do this. It's worth it. So that's why I feel that, no, all black men are not bad. I think it's about our choices as black women. That's what it's really all about. All right, so I'm going to hop off the line because as you see, now it's dark. So, it's, we're in a tiny studio at night now, even though it's like, 5:30. Let me see. What time is it? It's 6:06. So, technically now we're in a tiny studio at night. But I'm going to hop off the line because the hubby is getting ready to come in. He should be walking through the door any moment. And I'm looking decent. I am. I smell good. I have on some, what is that? I think it's Juicy. I have on some Juicy Couture perfume. I have like 3 bottles of that floating around here. I don't know why I bought so many bottles of that. At one point I was really into it. I think I went to Vegas to visit my sister and she had some and I loved the way it smelled. And so I bought me a few bottles. But I rarely wear it. They've been sitting there up there on my in my bathroom. Well, actually the tiny studio bathroom. They've been sitting up there for years. Now in my bedroom, I have my Chanel. I have some Vera Wang. I like that. But my signature scent is Chloe. So that's what I wear all the time. I wear Chloe and Halston all the time. But here in a tiny studio, I just keep some spritzes in here and some Juicy Couture perfume. And that's what I have on right now. But I'm going to head off here because I'm going to get the chili warmed up for dinner. I got to figure out what we're going to eat for dessert. Maybe I'll order something. But anyhow, it's been really good talking to you. Please do not forget to like this video. Do not forget to subscribe. And also, please think about becoming a sustainable member of the Tiny Studio. I will talk to you later. I'm your girl, Nell. Bye-bye.